Good morning. Today's Thursday. I wish it was Friday, but today's Thursday. We're not doing anything different today than we've done the last few days. Not completely different, at least. We're going to make coffee with collagen protein and fatty creamer to help me be held over and nutriated until I get to have my lunch. I've already made my coffee, really. Just need to press it out. I think I've got everything together. I'm going to go ahead and put some coffee in there to help melt the collagen. Using first form collagen. I know this isn't a cooking video, but there's lots of collagens out there. I've just really been a big fan of everything First Form's done so far. This is the newest product they've made. And I don't know if other collagens have this or not in them. This one's got a product in it called Dermavol. It's supposed to help with like the elasticity of the skin. So not just make skin healthier, actually has a goal in mind with that. My scoop is pretty darn close to accurate today. 16 grams. I'm going to go ahead and mix it up a little bit. And then clear out my scale. I'm using 5 tablespoons, which goes through these little jugs. So I had to make a run to the store yesterday because it will empty these out pretty quick. You can get this on Amazon in a big pack for cheaper than you get at United, but I was in a hurry. Here's all that one. What? Mm-hmm. It smells so good. 5 tablespoons is 75 milliliters, according to Google. I'm anal particular, so it's got to say 75. Boom! One more coffee, help fill it up. No sugar today, no trivia, not doing none of that. Just the creamer and the collagen today. I needed everything in other places in my macros today, so I planned it all out, of course, yesterday and the day before, which is what I was going to talk about next. Is that's what I'm going to do. Is the morning is my productive time. I'm actually getting a late start. We had some stuff to do today, but it's 7:40. This is part of the day I sit down and start working on my computer, doing macro planning for people, doing workout stuff, doing my own macro planning. So today I've got to come up with what I'm going to do this weekend. Because if you're on my macros, you know that I do one reset day a week usually. And that reset day is usually high carbs, one thing we call it. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for me that day, because I designed this deficit and 20% carb limitation, and I want to take that as far as possible because I'm going to be doing this through Tuesday, and I don't want to do my normal high carb day. It's usually my normal high carb day is a jump in calories as well, and I can't take that jump in calories from where I'm at right now. I might could have more calories, but not my normal. So I've got to look at how many calories I want to have for this day that we're talking about, which is probably going to be Saturday. That's the way I usually do it. And then how I want that breakdown to be. That I'm probably not going to have as much fat as I've been having throughout the week. I'll probably put more of it into carbs so I can get some restoration, which is what we use that day for, to rebuild what we've been doing during the week. So I've got to come up with my own numbers on that, as well as some other numbers, as well as a lot of work. So I'm going to do that. And then the thing that I think that everybody should be doing, that I'm going to do, I have the unique opportunity of doing it here at home, is coming up with my macro eating, what I'm going to eat tomorrow or the next day. That yesterday I had some cravings or some ideas, things I wanted to have, probably because I went to the grocery store, and so I'm going to be working those in over the next couple of days. I don't think cravings are a bad thing. They help you plan. A lot of you tell me you don't know what to eat, and that you need help planning that food. And I think listen to your body a lot of the times. You know, you have a craving, you should be able to, within reason, listen to that. So for me, I've been craving a candy bar. So we carry candy bars at the gym. One of my favorite ones is this coconut pecan pie protein and energy bar. It's got 15 grams of protein in this bar. It's got 10 grams of fat, but it also has 6 grams of fiber. And the fat is all from good fat. It's all an excellent source of fat. No soy, no artificial colors, no flavors. I'm not trying to sell the bar, but those are just something I really like because I'm weird and like all the things that offers. But that's harder to fit. Things got 18 carbs. So 18 carbs is tough to fit. So knowing that I want that, I'm going to have to plan around that for tomorrow or the next day. And then another craving that I had, that because I went to the grocery store, and y'all know I'm basic, is they had pumpkin spice whipped cream. It was an impulse purchase. I'm so happy. It's seasonal. It's got to happen. So it's 1 carb and 1 fat per serving, which is not bad. But 1 serving is 5 grams. So if you could imagine 5 grams, it's like the size of a strawberry. That's 5 grams of whipped cream. So I think I usually use like 20 on anything I make. So that's going to be tough a little bit. Not bad. Awesome, but enough that it takes work putting in somewhere. I usually use like this Ready Whip, fat-free, and it's not a whole lot different. It's just 0 fat with only 1 carb and that same 5 grams. So now I'm not only going to be using fat, I'm also going to be using carbs. So I'll find a way to work that in over this weekend, make me some sort of pumpkin coffee delight or something, some kind of treat with all the pumpkin-y goodness, and then cater my food around those things. So I make sure I get the things that I wanted, but I also get all the nutrients that I need. I get the healthy fat, and I've really been enjoying this week so far the fiber goals. I've learned a little bit extra, you say, things that you already know, you may already know, but don't put to practice. For me, it's been the fiber. Is that yesterday when I was planning today, I wanted strawberries. I planned out all my macros, and then I looked at my fiber and where it was, and I was going to be shy on fiber, and I had blackberries and strawberries in my macros, so I had to back down the strawberries and amp up the blackberries, and that gave me the fiber that I needed naturally. I haven't taken any more supplements today. I think I've only taken fiber supplement 1 time this week. So because I've been on top of having avocado and all the greens and all the blackberries, those things have been driving up the fiber in an excellent way. So making those decisions ahead of time is important. Planning helps for that, so that today I will know if my fiber is going to be on point tomorrow. Today I will know if I'm getting to fit in cravings that I've been having or had or even want to have. Today I will know if I'm going to utilize the leftovers in my fridge properly going into the weekend. So I want to use up things like those greens. Spinach doesn't last long at all, so you got to go through your spinach if you don't want to waste money. Luckily it's only $3 for that big tub at Sam's, but you still don't want to throw anything away. You don't have to. So I'm gonna work hard on utilizing the macros from what's in my fridge, like Brussels sprouts. I've got a bag of Brussels sprouts I need to throw in there. That somehow I've got to use those up because I don't use as many of them. And a serving of Brussels sprouts is only like 4 Brussels sprouts, so it doesn't go as far as you might think. So I'm gonna figure out a way to roast those and put them with whatever. There was something else. That's it in general. My planning is going to be making sure that cravings are good, making sure that my leftovers are good, and making sure that my fiber goals and things are met as naturally as possible. Not that there's anything wrong with supplementing, just if I can, there's no reason not to. Like the fiber powder and fiber gummies do the trick, but they're not near as filling as if you could have avocado or blackberries or spinach, those things that are going to help you hit that without having to drink powder or mix powder in your deal. So, sorry for this video being longer. There was just some things I wanted to get out of the way. Not promising it won't happen again. You'll come back later today. We have some more things that I'm excited about. Like I said, I got some cravings in today that I'm going to be planning in. Mainly, there's a smoothie I'm going to make before the gym. I'm looking forward to that. We'll cover that. Breakfast, I get those blackberries and strawberries, so it'll be a fairly plain breakfast, but it's going to be good. And then dinner is unique today. So dinner, I wanted an icon meal. I wanted a not thinking easy dinner. Not that what I've been having this week hasn't been easy. It really has been. But it's been a whole lot more cooking and prepping than I usually do. I usually, when we come home late like that, do icon meals. But I wasn't planning on having this almost keto style macro goal this week. So the icon meals that occupy the space in my freezer are not geared towards that low of a carb level. So tonight, I planned on having a spaghetti and chicken icon meal. So it took a little bit of planning. It's lower in carbs, but high enough that it's making it difficult for the rest of the day. So I planned on it. I'm moving it around. I'm not getting my ignition post-workout, which is a bummer. But I made that concession so that I could have this spaghetti deal. So it'll be an easy dinner tonight, but something I'm really looking forward to because it's good. And it helps clear out the freezer. But I ordered some more keto style, so the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'll have a little bit more easy meal prep. Show you what my life is normally more like. Normally it's a whole lot more icon meals, just because it's so fast and easy and doesn't take up a whole lot of room, or it's not going to go bad in the fridge like some of the stuff that I've been eating this week. But those are things that I'm thinking about changing a little bit. I want to make sure I start putting more stock and more value into those fresh fruits and vegetables that have that fiber content, or frozen fruits are awesome. I'd have to look into, I've never seen frozen blackberries, but if I can find them, I'm going to look into frozen blackberries and see, because frozen fruits are way easier to keep around and usually healthier because they're picked when they're ripe, versus this fresh fruit, the stuff that you buy in the produce department, is picked before it's ripe, and because it's going to ripen in transit from those places you get it. Unless you're buying super local. If you can buy super local, that stuff's probably picked ripe. But most of the stuff is coming from Mexico or Guatemala or wherever. It's picked uber early, and then it ripens on the way here. Maybe even artificially ripened in some products' cases. So it's the frozen stuff. They pick it when it's ripe and they freeze it instantly. So most of that fruit is actually healthier. It contains more nutrients because it reached ripeness on the vine or tree or whatever it came on. So I do like frozen fruit. That, and it doesn't go bad. It's not going to sit over there in your tray and start getting brown spots like bananas or avocados. I haven't tried frozen avocados. If anybody's tried frozen avocados, let me know. That's one I'm wanting to put on the list. But again, I got a little freezer. So I'm going to drink my coffee, do my work, and I'll see you again at lunch, which is going to feel a whole lot more like now. Yep, it's breakfast time. So I'm gonna make this one shorter and easier since the last one was a longer video. Because breakfast or this meal should be short and easy. We're gonna get ready quick. All I did was I had some. I told you I wanted strawberries and blackberries. I amped up the blackberries to help my fiber out, so I still got a full cup of strawberries. I sliced those up, weighed them out, and got my blackberries washed up. Eggs today. I probably went a little overboard on eggs. It's gonna look huge because I've got 3 eggs in here, 3 whole eggs, and then 127 milliliters of egg beaters. So it's like 3 eggs of egg beaters, nearly, almost 2.5. And then I'm also having 5 links of sausage where I normally have 3's a serving. So that is going to constitute my breakfast. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. No, that's it. So that brings me up to 18 carbs for breakfast, 24 fat in my breakfast, and 51 protein. So it's really not that big. This is a 500 calorie breakfast. Only thing I've had before that was the coffee, collagen, and pumpkin spice creamer, which was 1 carb, 5 fat, and 15 protein. So the benefit to this one is now I'm getting also 4.5 grams of fiber mixed in with this. So get some of my fiber out of the way, get some carbs, headed towards afternoons and workouts because it's 2:15 right now. And then I have a smoothie coming up after that. So this will be a quick whip up and make. It'll take me 5 minutes for all this, as it should. Then I'll be eating. And you'll see a picture of that now. Rolling right into snack time. This is one of the meals that I am looking forward to, that I planned around yesterday because it sounded good. My peanut butter craving has continued. So, it's going to be a smoothie. Easy to digest, easy to consume calories. Head to the gym. That's going to drive some energy up for me. It's starting with, actually I'm going to start with the ice. Start with about a cup of ice. You don't have to watch me blend it. You're going to watch me put it together. Need more ice. So there we're going to stick in 45 grams of spinach. Spinach in smoothies is awesome because it helps drive the fiber and mineral content up. Does not add a spinachy flavor. I don't know what a spinachy flavor would be. And it helps you use up spinach before it goes bad. So 45 grams is just a little over half a serving of spinach, like what I normally have for dinner. For this, we're going back to PB Fit. We're doing 4 tablespoons, I believe. Yeah, so that's 2 servings. 1 serving, 16 grams, so 32 grams of this stuff. It's going to be a lot. Looking forward to that. Boom, right at 32. Then it has 100 grams of blackberries, more fiber, more flavor. They've already been washed and put back in here. $90, come on. Looks like I have 2 containers. 6. 104. Yes, I'm that anal. 100. And Cam gets half a blackberry. I'm going to add cinnamon in there. No calories, just flavor. And then I don't usually use this a whole lot. It was in my lockdown supplies crate that I was keeping back because it doesn't go bad forever. This one still is good through February of 2021. But cashew milk is great for smoothies. It's healthier than a lot of fat-free milks because it has fat in it from the cashew. So one serving, which is a cup, we're going to be able to get 4 grams of fat, but only 2 carbs and 1 protein. So it's not a protein-loaded milk like others, but it is going to have some of that healthy fat from the cashews. So it's a good drink, and it doesn't taste bad by itself. I've drank it before too, or cereals or whatever. Smoothies, it's primo. If I had thought ahead to freeze my blackberries, that'd be the only thing even better. Oop. I'm gonna do that. I'm blending it up. This is a Ninja bullet blender that we're gonna put it into. A bullet type of blender. Like I said, you don't have to watch me do that. We'll have that. Easy peasy. That's gonna get me 23 carbs, which is a lot of carbs for what we're doing right now, which would be great going into workout. Has 9 fat, counting the fat that's in my vitamins as a part of that, and then 19 protein from the PB Fit mostly. That's fantastic. Let's get a quick check of the fiber, because that is going to be one of the big fiber contributors of the day. That gives me 12.4 grams of fiber. So you know what I'm going to be doing as soon as I get to the gym. Well, I'm going to post a picture of the finished product here in a second, and then I will see you again for a post-workout picture, and then a dinner to talk about. Okay, it is late. It's like 9:30. We got out of the gym late and had to run errands after the gym because we didn't do them earlier today. So, luckily today we planned on making things extra fast. All week, my meals have not taken more than 5 minutes to make. Today they'll take about the same time, but a lot less effort for me. I mentioned already, I think, that we're having icon for dinner tonight. So, this is all I got to do is pop this sucker in the microwave. I'm having chicken parmesan with spaghetti. You can see the macros. It's higher in carb for me. This is one of the highest carb things I've had this week at one sitting. So it took a little bit of planning to get this in, but I wanted it because it's so good. This has got broccoli, a chicken breast with cheese, and spaghetti noodles on top. So it's really good. 30 carbs, 14 fats, 33 protein, 3 fiber out of that, only 380 calories. All you have to do is throw this in the microwave for 3 minutes. If it's de-thawed, like I left these in the fridge all day so they'd be de-thawed. My whole family is having this tonight. Mom, Dad, little one. We're all 3 having spaghetti that we didn't have to make. The only thing that I'm having extra to bump the protein up, I think my wife is having it too. Yeah. We're both putting mozzarella, fat-free mozzarella on top. Because this fat-free mozzarella, we have 0 fat, but 9 grams of protein to bump things up. So I'm having that with dinner. Hers is already ready. See if I can show you. She's just going to add some mozzarella to this. She's hungry, so she's fighting for the microwave access. Cook it. Pull the lid off. We can plate it, make it look pretty here in a minute, but you can just eat it right out of the tray if you're at work or in a hurry. That's a trip. But everything's really good. Roasted broccoli, all that kind of stuff. Not too expensive, for the convenience especially. I'll go ahead and talk about dessert without showing you too much. We're going to have Chobani fat-free yogurt because I bought this before I decided to have fat in my life. So to make up some of that fat, I'm gonna have those keto style cookies again. I don't know what macro I'm covering up there, but they're mostly fat. Slight bit of protein, almost very little carbs for how many cookies you get out of that. So I'm having cookies and yogurt for dinner, or for dessert, spaghetti and cheese. That's it. You'll see pictures of it. And otherwise, video tomorrow with hopefully more details about a few extra things in our life. I am back unexpectedly. I was going to ignore this and just put it in the pictures and let you figure it out, but I figured this was a very good learning opportunity that I should go ahead and share, since that's what we're doing. I don't want to waste my time or your time any more than I already am. So what happened with my dessert is a terrible miscalculation on my part, that I've only had those cookies one time with the one cookie, so I didn't have a big enough picture to see that the macros were wrong when you scan it. That happens a lot if you're paying attention. Okay, whenever you scan something into MyFitnessPal, especially products like this. Let me explain. With products like this, you can see right here, it says Snickerdoodle cookies, one keto certified, one net carb. That's one of the things that messes up your calorie number and your macros too, is that they do math here. And the way they have it is this: these cookies start off with 9 grams of carbs. And then it has 2 dietary fibers, and then erythritol, or sugar alcohol, is 6 grams. So you add those up and subtract them from the 9 carbs originally, and you get 1 gram of net carbs. We're not counting net carbs. That's ridiculousness. We'll dive into that more importantly at some other time. But so whenever you scan this into MyFitnessPal, it popped up that it had 1 carb, and I didn't even notice that whenever I was planning that as using up my fat. I just clicked it in there, and it had the right amount of everything, so I could keep having my yogurt. So I just wasn't paying attention, and that's my fault. So I noticed it whenever I was about to mix everything up, that it did not have that all of a sudden I was looking at it, said I had 1 gram of carbs, and this shows 9, and that's for 8 cookies. I was gonna have like 9 or 10 cookies, so I had to take that out. I had to take out the yogurt and refigure my macros on the fly. For someone like me who's anal OCD, that's important. It was a process. So, because I like to have everything done the day before, but luckily I keep stuff around the house, so when this happens at home, it's a lot easier to work around. If I was out on the road, the way I handle that is, instead of stressing about it, I would probably have something simple that kept me under my calories. Maybe even if it blurred the lines between carbs and fat, but it helped me. But I met my calorie goal overall, my real calorie goal, not the calorie goal that MyFitnessPal is keeping track of. So grams and carbs matter. And I would just try to stay under my macro goals. If I'm in a deficit, if I'm bulking, I would just be okay with going over my macros. For today, for what we're doing here, I did not want to go over. I wanted to stay under, and I have tools here. So what I did instead, I was having Italian food for dinner with the spaghetti from Icon Meals. I keep these here at the house. It's been our new Amazon find lately that we've been really enjoying, because they have a crap ton of flavors. I got Parmesan garlic, this margarita pizza. We just finished off this last week a bottle of jalapeno cheddar, and I think on my Amazon subscriptions I have their nacho cheese coming for the first of next month. But margarita pizza, we get this because this is not a net carb thing, but this is 21 grams of protein and 2 grams of carbs. It's freaking phenomenal. It has 3 fat. So 3 fat, 2 carbs, and 21 grams of protein. That's it's like having a Premier almost, but it's tasty. It tastes like pizza. I don't get a full serving. I don't get that's a cup. 30 grams is a serving of that. I get less than half of that. I get this is a 0.4 cups to help me fill that protein hole that taking out the yogurt left. That's a pretty good little snack that I'm adding. but I still had a couple carbs and a lot of fat left over because I was counting on those cookies to fill the fat hole. So what I did, a little mixture of protein, fat, and carbs, and you'll see it in the picture of my macros. But I went back to the PB Fit, another tool in the cabinet we've already talked about, and then to solidify or liquidify, rehydrate the PB Fit powder, coconut oil. I was pretty proud of the fact that we've done this whole series so far. Today's Thursday. Everything we've done, I have not yet had to drink butter or coconut oil or anything that was just pure fat to hit my fat goals. So today's a little bit of a disappointment in that, but it's still a good opportunity to show you have a choice even then. So instead of butter, which would be in the better category, I'm going for best category with coconut oil. So I use the coconut oil to mix up my PB Fit. So it's no longer a powder. It's just like peanut butter. And it's really good. You can mix some cinnamon in there. If you had extra carbs, you can do maple syrup. Whatever you want. So I'm not mad at the outcome. I'm just mad that I had to take an extra 3 minutes to straight down my macros. And I ended up going over 1 gram of carbs for today. So if you've been paying attention to my macros, that bothers me in my OCD. I like to be zeros every day. Zero over or zero under on fat, carbs, and protein. Calories on that thing I don't care because they're not recorded accurately. So those 3 numbers are 9 times out of 10 always zeros for me. But today they're not. We'll be 1 gram over on carbs, but that's okay because we had to make a decision on the fly to fix that. And I know that going forward. I went and found the right macro for those cookies and saved it. You could create your own if there's not one in there, but I just searched MyFitnessPal till you found one that was entered by somebody else, and it had the right grams for somebody else that's not tracking sillily. Keto people track that net carbs thing, and I'm not saying it's bogus science, but for the sake of what we're doing in energy expenditure, actual carbs matter, so we're going to count those. So sorry for making the video longer. I hope that helps you. I think to me that's something that I had to learn the hard way, because some stuff you scan, some stuff has a warning. It'll say such and such, we'll say Pop-Tarts, such and such Pop-Tart net carbs, so you'll know going in advance, oh, that one said net carbs, it's not going to have accurate, I need to change that, account for that, whatever. Usually it's going to be go back and search for the right one, or you can hit the little drop down of report food, and report food gives you the option to say inaccurate nutrition information. You can hit correct, and then it'll give you the option to update the macronutritional information, and you can save it to your food library. So you will always have the correct version saved to your foods, as well as that submission helping make the library that MyFitnessPal uses more accurately. So I'm done with this. I'm going to eat my cheese puffs and peanut butter, and I probably am going to make some cinnamon in that. And then I'm going to go to bed because it's 10:30 and I've got class at 5 a.m. So we'll put this video together tomorrow, and it'll probably post, if you're watching this you already know, so that's silly. It's going to post around noon. I'll figure out how to take pictures of these for you.